Oh, I actually closed the other window. That's very stupid of me.
Yep, looks like we're live.
Yep. Yeah, so let's just start with the PR stuff with.
Okay.
Simple one. So I did a couple of things. So the first one was the creating the ghost builder stuff, what we mentioned before, which is I cleaned up a few tests as well while doing this. So when we add things what are just referencing the X and Y coordinates, I made it so we just get the PacMan location, add the direction and what we want it to kind of go in for that, where we want to place things. So it cleaned up quite a few tests. This commentary, I don't know if we want to just change to be a GUID.
Oh yes, yeah, I looked at that. Yeah,
it's
only that we're allocating 1,000 strings, and then most of the time we're only going to use like one of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, which we can just like. I just try to keep it the same as the other tests. So when I'm running them, they worked. But now I've referenced. I can probably show you one of the tests. So when we reference a name now, I just reference ghost.name instead.
Okay, yeah.
So then they never that as long as the name's unique, it doesn't make any difference for the test. So you could probably change that around if we should do that first.
Yeah.
Really
I think we should just have a incrementing number, because the problem with GUID is in my debugger it look a bit weird for the ghost name.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if it always just showed, ghost 1, ghost 2, rather than ghost and then some random number that changes each time.
Yep. Let's send the link first. Oh, I need to check the code out, don't I? It's a bit silly. Yeah, put the link and thing as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we get rid of that, because we don't need the name, and then we can just create a new name each time here, I guess.
Yeah. So I think we just want a counter, don't we?
Yeah. Does this need to be thread safe?
Yeah, I was just wondering that.
Because the tests do run in parallel.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Yep.
It shouldn't make any difference to a test. Yep, all passed. Show ghost number, maybe.
Yeah. It's a shame you can't like declare a static variable inside a method, isn't it?
Well, so it's like use that.
Yeah.
Because in theory, anything can touch this now. When really we're only going to use it in this one location.
Yeah.
Table sequential.
Oh, I'm going to write that down.
Nope.
SEQUEN.
I'm just Googling it. That's why I'm terrible at spelling, because I just literally just copy and paste it into Google and then get the right word for it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's nothing else fancy about it. Oh, I had another like ensure that for a list of ghosts.
Ah, okay.
So you can pass them all in.
All right.
And just added that. Because we had like a for loop over them, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I just remove that out of there. But yeah, I think
That looks good.
something else magic in there. So in and builds passes test. Fine. And then the last one I did. Actually, this has got two in it. I meant to open two pull requests. So I moved the key press event handlers, key press events onto the window, the window or the document. I can't remember which one it is. Somewhere down here. Where's my JS file? Not that one. This one. Yeah. So I moved the on document. So the key down and key up are now on document, and we can list them on events, which invokes like some C# code and then fires off the event. Okay. So I rewired that in the. So this is the interrupt bit.
Yep.
And it has two events: a key down, key up, and I think it's on key down. So instead of using that way, I've just done it here and just listened to the key down in there. But I was going to do that as a separate pull request, and I forgot this was in this one as well. And then I also did stuff for touch as well.
All right. Okay.
So now we can, every time you touch the device, touch the body of the document, it fires off touch start and touch end events.
Okay.
And maps them across, so it just copies all the properties what it needs, and converts the touch item into an array instead.
Right.
So then at the other side, we get where's that? We get this touch interrupt thing, which is touch start and touch end.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the same as the other one, really. So it invokes it with the thing which is deserialized on this side, and this is just the same structure.
Okay.
With what you've touched where and on the screen and stuff like that. Because you can have multiple touches to gestures and things.
Yeah.
But it's only using one of them at the moment. But I kept them all there just in case we need to do anything fancy. We could do like some cool moves or something. I don't know. But then, let's listen to a touch start event. Oh. Yeah. So the touch start just gets the first touch as reference, so the first one what you press.
Okay, yep.
So if you've got 3 fingers on there, it'll only pick the first one up.
Yep.
And keeps reference to that. And then when you end the touch, so you've like swiped up and then pulled your finger off.
Yep.
It gets the first one what you've lifted up, and then just compares the diff between the X and Y of where you started and stopped.
Yeah.
And then I get the absolute values of both the diffs and compare which is higher. So if I've gone like
up
and it's got like a little bit of X, so Y is quite big but X is quite small, it takes X.
Yeah.
And then checks which way round X is. So if I've gone up or down, and then checks that kind of thing and sets some values. So
nice. Yep.
So it just allows you to show you, which is quite cool. It's not as fun when you're on there. Actually plays pretty well, actually. So if I put it into mobile mode, I can use touch to kind of navigate around the screen, which is quite cool. So that works pretty well.
Yeah, that's cool. Good idea.
So people can play it around on their mobile phones and stuff.
Yes.
Which I thought was a quite good
Have you tried
idea.
it on your phone?
Yeah, I ngrexed onto my phone and it
Right.
works pretty well. So yeah, that's about it. So
Oh, yeah,
where's that?
yeah, I think so.
Cool. Go with that. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. That's them done. So I don't know what we should look at next. Did you have anything to show off? Experimental things?
Only that sort of debugging stuff I was going to show Peter when he's here, because he said it looked interesting. But
Strange. Where's my thing? My other screen's disappeared for Zoom. Oh, it's there. No, it's not here yet. It might come on now. It's 6. Unless he thought it was past.
oh, yeah.
How are you putting the Blazor UI on there? Did you just copy and paste it in?
Yes, hence the issue above that.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to go that there? Can't it just be published in? I was thinking we could do it in a branch itself. Because no, if you, it's in the PacMan solution. So there'd be also PacMan.YorkDevelopers.
Oh, right. No, you can do that.
Like that. And that'll be the page. And if you have this as a branch of GitHub,
GH pages or something.
GH pages, yeah. That'll become the GitHub pages one.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, that's a much better way of doing it. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
So I thought that'd be quite cool just to be able to show it as there. I've done that for a few things before. So you create like an orphaned commit and then put it onto a branch, so it has no correlation to this whatsoever. And then you could just like push it. Should have access to its own. Just be able to
the
copy
challenge,
the files.
isn't it? Is what's the GitHub action, which is going to push it to there?
Yeah, I think we could just have one on master, which just runs every single time and just pushes it, builds.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should be a part of the normal CI, to be fair. Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think if any merge into master should.
Yeah.
Do it really.
Which I guess, yeah, you should be able to do fairly easy thing.
We do that one now.
Could try it.
Yeah. Somehow I feel like this. Normally anything involving a build ends up in a complete pain, but we shall see.
Just wait forever. Unless it's some GH. This is a actual GitHub action what somebody's created.
Yeah, I found a couple of little things when I had a look before. But...
Deploy to GitHub pages.
Yeah, that's the one I started looking at. Didn't try it. But... yeah, so it's that bit at the bottom there. Deploy user action, substitutes in your access token.
Folder is your tree. Yeah, okay.
That looks reasonably straightforward.
Or it even creates a branch for us. Excellent. Oh, you'll need to create a secret.
I think it says it substitutes that in automatically, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you have to create one in your own account.
Oh, okay.
So for example, I've got one in, not this one, in some other repository I was creating the other day. This one. And you go settings, and you go to not manage keys, no, secrets.
Okay.
So you have to create a secret in here.
Oh yeah, there are no secrets. Right. Okay. So I'll create one in there now.
Yeah, I guess you have to create a secret, and you also have to pass it. Where did that go? Unless that one auto fills in.
I thought it filled itself in.
In order for GitHub to trigger the people.
Evening.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, it sounded like you were in mid-discussion.
That's right.
We could just try it, throw it in and see what happens. It's the best thing about builds, right? Just throw it in, wait, see what happens. Doesn't work, do it again.
Watch it fail, yep.
So we only want this to happen on a certain branch, though, don't we? On master, because this is on any push, any pull.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we don't want it on.
And I think some extra configuration to that. Jobs. Yeah, so I just can get here these days. Every time I tried to Google for this before, the YAML kind of definition, I never end up at this page. But it seems to be
There's an if, don't know, does it?
If this conditional job. Yeah, so you can use if and just check the branch name. So if it's a push and where's the variables? A branch or tag that refers to workflow, ref. Guess something like that.
Yeah, we just need to have to specify the folder now, though, don't we?
Which will be source, Blazor.
Well, are we going to do a .NET publish and then?
Oh, do we not do that?
No.
Oh, we don't do that. No.
Because you can do a .NET publish and then specify the folder, can't you?
Yeah. Which we need to run before this. To publish, do you need to give arguments to .NET publish?
Sorry, do you?
Need to give any arguments?
Well, I've got one here. I'll give it solution name, configuration, and then output is the folder. But I think most of that's optional there.
Yeah, so you can run it
Oh, you can just run it. That's all right, then, isn't it? So then you
Yeah.
can copy from that standard folder, can't you?
The only problem is it includes the framework in the folder path.
Even in this one, this Blazor output one.
Oh no, yeah, well, it's put in .NET Standard 2.1, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just means if you go to .NET Standard 2.2 or .NET 5 or something in the future, the build script's going to break.
Yeah.
Whilst if you say minus output and give it a folder, then you know where it's going to be.
Right.
That work with just if I do that. That didn't care.
Not completely.
Oh, it did.
Oh yeah, it did.
I
think he builds it and copies it into it or something.
It worked for everything except for the Blazor one.
Hang on, no.
Had that.
Oh, it did. It did at the end.
Bottom.
No, but the Blazor output.
I think it builds it there first and then copies it into the folder you've given it.
What's it actually put in there, though?
Everything in the world. Yeah, it's going to be in all projects, isn't it? So
yeah. We could just publish the Blazor one. Yeah.
Can you just do .NET publish Blazor and just publish the Blazor project?
Yeah. Arguments, project, solution. Yeah, so we can just do .NET publish. Yeah, so that one works.
Nice. Should click the folder first.
You probably want to configuration release as well.
Yeah, I mean just.
Rather than debug.
Yeah, just debug by following it. I'll just click this, make sure we get actually stuff we actually want.
Yep.
Or you did an automatic build to GitHub IO.
Yes, yeah, just the Blazor bits. Oh yeah, perfect.
Yep. And you just
so it's just that one.
Yep.
What's with the web config?
That's a URL rewrite.
What to put inside to go in there?
Yeah, it seems to be. I couldn't quite work out the point of it.
If you put it on IIS, you put that folder on. So you just put a folder, you put a web config and a www root, even though the default for IIS is already in a www root. So you'd be in www root and then a www root inside that.
Yeah.
And that's all you put on there, just that web config file, and that's it.
Oh, so if you hit any URL, it just takes the index file.
It just pulls it out and just serves
it.
Yeah.
I don't get why it can't be in the root still. I'm guessing just weird. So that means we take that and then wrap that up.
Yeah.
That's nice and easy. Let's do that. Let's copy that. We need that as well, don't we? No build.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'll fully qualify that. Should we call this something different? Staging.
Yeah, or artifact or something. Yeah, or staging.
And then it's going to be staging / actually these need to be the way around, don't they?
Yes.
Good. So that's going to be staging /
yeah.
Should we call that Blazor actually? Staging / Blazor.
Yes, that makes sense.
Is it Blazor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that maybe.
That's. I don't know about the top bit, but that bit's right.
It looks believable. It'll either work or not.
I started embedding the resources.
Oh yeah.
The graphics and the sound, embed them in the UI project because they are generic to, really they're generic to the UI because the UI require the shared UI requires that set sprites.
Yeah.
So probably best to put them in there. And then you can embed them as a resource. And I've got the Blazor side. I haven't done it properly yet. I've been playing. I've got the Blazor side to extract that from the resource and send it over to JavaScript.
Okay.
And then shove it in as a, use that as a, so rather than.
Don't do that.
So rather than having that image and then audio, however we might do it, you can just pass it across from the C# side. It's quite nice.
Yeah. I was wondering whether we should just play the individual notes for the sounds.
Taking them out, yeah.
Apart from having the WAV files, just play the notes.
How do I undo the change what I just previously did, but stage it? Git reset.
What have you just done?
I want to reset the last commit, so it's back in my.
Have you pushed it?
No.
But you've committed.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got a bit of paper with my emergency.
It's like git reset. It's just git reset.
Yeah, well, normally you do git reset head, don't you, which takes you back. But that normally just takes stuff out of staging, doesn't it?
It's either head tilde 1 or something.
Yeah, that takes you back 1.
Oh yeah,
that's done it. Yeah.
So I only want to commit that file. It's because I got temp there as well.
Ah, okay.
And it committed temp in. Don't want you. Get away. Oh. There you go, that's better.
Right, so it's gone to masters. That should trigger the build, shouldn't it?
So it seems.
It's doing something.
Yeah, I changed the Blazor one, Peter, to listen to the key down presses for the whole document.
I saw just as it was going past the 2 JS files in there.
Yeah, I was supposed to create 2 pull requests, but then forgot. And just ended up doing one.
Yeah.
Because the other one does a touch as well, so you can actually control it with your phone by going up and down, left, right.
Well, I did think about that. I just haven't got this usual thing, time in it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it's just like when you try to show anybody, it's pretty hard to show them when you just only got your phone.
I was quite impressed first time I fired it up on phone. It just works.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, when you refresh it once.
Yeah. Which of course it should, but it's just a bit odd that you wrote a program on C#.
Yeah.
And then you're just running it like on an iPhone or something. Just
didn't work cool on the television. I tried it on though.
Oh, didn't it?
No, it just hung on the loading screen, I think.
No, wasn't probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so like I was saying earlier, there seems when I started doing that speed test, it seems it's still a bit browser specific, the WASM side of it. And there's a big difference between what Firefox produces. And
I'm quite surprised though, because like there's some stuff like barcode scanning apps and things like that. They use WASM as well for that, for doing the barcode scanning, and then to render that stuff to like a canvas, and that seems to run really, really fast. I'm guessing the reason why they've done that is just so it runs faster, but maybe it's just they just did it because they doing the barcode recognition stuff.
It depends what we consider to be fast though.
Yeah.
Depends what you're doing. I mean, I've only noticed it because of that loop that it got caught, that recursive loop where it was recursing and it ran sort of 10,000 times. That's the only reason I noticed it, because I suddenly fired later and I thought, hang on, what's wrong with that? Just crawling along. Because it didn't bother C# at all, and they didn't care less about running that many iterations. And again, the JS interop, we're talking about milliseconds. But if you start calling it hundreds of times, milliseconds add up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it didn't.
It skipped. Our condition's wrong then.
What? Right, I can't even check what the condition was. Damn it. If GitHub event is push, it's a push. And the reference is master. Oh, is it different? Is I can't tell. Check out ref branch master. Master.
Is that definitely how it's written? Because that's completely different to how you do it in Azure DevOps, isn't it?
Yeah, this is how you do it, because this is like an expression, and you put.
No, I mean
stuff.
the way of saying that's that branch.
Well, that's one of the properties. The ref is on.
Okay, and it's definitely just branch name. You don't have to put ref/origin or anything like that.
Ooh, I don't know. Where's ref gone? The branch or tag ref that triggered the workflow I run. Guess so. Don't know. Nope.
Because normally it'd be like ref/ something.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, like that in fact.
Oh, we can just like do contains. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Oh, it's actually running on Windows. Oh yeah, it has to run on Windows. I thought it was running on with Linux, but it'll have to run on Windows, won't it? Because it's running WinFarm stuff.
Ah, yeah, we might need to add a Git attributes file then. That's that problem I hit the other day. Because of the if you build it on Windows, it puts one type of line feed on.
Yeah.
And then when it runs on under GitHub, it's running on Linux. So because the line feed's different, it fails that integrity signing check on the JavaScript files.
Oh, but right, okay.
Well,
What if it's? But yeah, the build is running on Windows.
Yeah, that's what I did. I built on Windows and then copied the files up to GitHub, and it wouldn't run.
But it's not doing the rebuild of it. It's only just hosting the files, so they shouldn't change at that point.
Yeah, I definitely had to add a Git attributes file which had binary star in it, and then push everything up again, which I think means don't modify it or something like that. We'll find out in a minute.
Because how did you push it up? How did you push it when you did it?
I just did it manually.
What, just pulled the IO repo down?
Yes.
And then copied the files into it.
Pushed it back up. But then I had to do a git normalize after I've added that binary setting. That's what you did, and it worked.
No, I just created a repo.
Yeah.
Cloned it locally. Just grabbed everything from the www root file, shoved it in there.
Yeah.
And just synced it.
Yeah. I mean, Googling it, loads of people had the same issue as me. So I don't think I was doing anything particularly different. But
I didn't. The only issue I had was the that base ref.
Yeah.
Page ref. And like I said, I kept changing it. I ended up putting refs on the CSS and stuff like that. I think simply because it seemed to cache it for about a minute.
Yes, yeah, that doesn't help.
No, it don't work. Shove somebody else in it, running it still don't work. Shove somebody else, there, it's working now. And then a minute later, well, it's not working.
Yeah.
It was doing my head in.
Come on. What? It skipped it again. Damn it.
Oh, no.
Can you output something or anything like that whilst it's doing it, so you know what it's doing? So rather than run the deploy, rather than run the actual script that you want, just output the variables you want, and just see what it does on its way past. I don't know.
It's definitely a push we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah. Speak about push, not pull request.
Yeah.
And it's running on master. Weird.
Refs. What did you put in your thing?
Ref/head/master.
Is it head?
That's what somebody's put here.
Yeah,
And
I've
now
got
I
examples I found, which is heads plural. Right there, that says heads.
Oh yeah, it says, yeah, maybe it's just heads.
Yeah. But certainly that first one we looked at was singular. But...
This says heads as well.
Yeah.
Don't aimlessly copy and paste. Moral of the story. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll push it again. That's how you do builds, right?
Yeah.
Just keep hitting it with a hammer and it'll eventually pass.
Then we'll be on to secrets wrong, and we'll fix that, and then it'd be the branch doesn't exist, and then it'd be the wrong folder name.
Oh yeah, this is just getting to run. Just meet the condition. That's all we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, I did say that's only do an hour session, and here comes 12 o'clock. Well, that's that things just works, and that should go straight away. It doesn't say we need to. Wait a minute. Oh, that's just the one workflow. That's adding it to the top. I have a feeling you have to provide your own. So it says you need to provide one of these three solutions. So GitHub token.
Yeah.
In order for GitHub to trigger the rebuild of your page, you must provide an action with the repository provided GitHub token. This can be referenced in YAML. because we've access token, which is a personal access token provided by GitHub token.
So I guess that depends on the permission of the person pushing to master then, will it?
A token to authenticate on behalf of the GitHub app installed on your repository. Oh no, wait a minute, what would it be? Access token. A token to authenticate on behalf of a GitHub app installed on your repository. This functionality is equivalent to
You skipped it again,
GitHub
you know,
token.
I think.
Is it?
Why is it?
Yes, it has. Why is it skipped it? Yeah, we can see now.
Yeah. Do you want to see my debugger whilst I'm waiting for that to build?
Yeah, shall I go for it?
Yes, nice.
Sure. Oh, I do need to change
Oh yeah,
it.
you need to give me permission.
Second.
Nope.
Why is? Second, I need to go for this one. Yeah, should have access.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so in our main game project, I've added in event tracing for Windows, ATW. And so what happens is when down here in the ghost move is the only place I put it at the moment. When the ghost moves, I fire this event, which is called ghost moved, and I pass it the name of the ghost, the current time, which is our tick counter, where it was and where it's going to.
Okay.
And then that's defined in this class here. So you have to inherit from event source, and you create a static instance of this class, and you add a method. So what this does is this creates a event source provider called PacMan event source. So it actually takes the name of the class when it registers in Windows, and then it defines an event called ghost moved. And that event, when it's raised, has got this data as its payload. So it's got a property in its payload called ghost name and one called tick counter and so on.
Okay.
So it's all quite weird in that normally, you know, when you write in C#, it doesn't really matter what you call that parameter because the only place you're ever going to use it is here.
Yeah.
But with this stuff, it actually takes the name from the parameters and the name of the function and so on. You also have to pass in the number of the event, starting with 1 upwards, and they have to put them in order within this file as well. So if you created a second method with like 2, that wouldn't be valid.
Okay. Right.
But if you put it below it, then that would be valid. So it's quite fussy.
I thought you could add like attributes to these as well.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can create an attribute. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. So then I think it does some magic and generate some sort of manifest file with all that data in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what I've got is another project, which is a Windows form app. So that consumes these events. Somewhere down here, it's all a bit messy at the moment. Somewhere down here. Where is it? Yeah, this code here. So I'm saying I want these particular events from that PacMan event source, and the one I'm interested in is ghost move, and I pull this data out of the payload, and then I just store the events in memory in an array that's keyed by the tick counter in effect. So then when we run the debugger, I'm also going to need PacMan. I need a shortcut as well. Right. Yeah, so where's our? You can see that. Yeah, so that's the debugger, which to begin with doesn't really show anything. So you just got an empty grid, and then if you play the game, it will now start sending events to PacMan. So then if I scroll the tick, so you can see at tick 14, the ghosts were in those locations, and you can move them, or you can go backwards in time as well. And that's as far as I got with it. But I thought it was sort of quite interesting. I don't know if I can see. Yeah, so the idea was you'd be able to click on a ghost, or you have some details down to the side here as well, which when it last changed strategy, and you know, where's PacMan at the moment, and so on.
Does your tick thing work?
Yeah. So if you click that, it just
Moves it along.
yeah. So you can see that's where it was, and then you can go backwards in time.
Cool. It's quite a neat use case, to be fair. Of, a bit. I don't know how to kind of consume my own events. She's just looking at them.
Yeah. I just thought it's quite an interesting little thing to play with, really.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do about the walls, because I was thinking maybe when the game starts up, its first event, it could publish all its walls, and then I could actually draw them.
What happens with them in Blazor? They just ignore them?
What, the events?
Yeah.
I don't know. There is support in Linux now, but I don't know what happens in.
Yeah, in Linux it pushes them to some other. Well, obviously not event tracing for Windows, because it's not Windows.
No.
The mother Linux thing into it. I don't think there's a support for Mac though, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know. Hopefully, they don't get an invalid operation. I don't know.
It's quite funny actually looking at that grid like that, because that grid looks too small, the actual pieces.
Oh, right.
You know, compared to the screen, because the screen's laid out, it just looks like there's too many squares on there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that grid's just a 50 by 50 or something.
Oh, was it? Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, because at this point, all I've got is messages that says the ghost is moved. So
that's all right then, because I thought it was genuinely the right size, and because we're so used to looking at map that doesn't actually cover the square correctly.
Yeah.
The squares, there's more. It was, you know, one of those moments where you think, am I looking at the same thing? I don't actually know.
What is the dimensions of it? It's higher than 1616, isn't it? Because I was looking at getting, you know, the pixel boards and drawing it on there when you're playing it.
I think it's
like actually larger than
30 by 30 or something, isn't it?
28 by 36 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's quite interesting. The hardware is quite interesting because the screen, I think, is mapped horizontally. So in 8 by 8 squares. So you've got 1 byte for each square. It's mapped horizontally on the top 2 lines and horizontally on the bottom 2 lines. And then the body of the board is 2 columns smaller and is mapped vertically.
Oh, right.
So, you know, memory locations go upwards. And you think, who on earth designed that? And why?
What happened this time
then? I fixed the thing. It was because it was refs and heads.
Oh.
So I outputted it, and yeah.
Somewhere.
So if I could log in.
Deploy X. I mean, it's failed.
It's just like refs, heads, master, and it is push.
As it's failed, the deploy step encounter error.
What did you have? Ref and heads?
Yeah, I ref and heads. I think it's because it needs access token. I'm able to locate the executable file. Oh, it's only going to run on Linux. So this GitHub action doesn't run on Windows. Which I think, how do you do it normally? To push to. Oh, unless we package it up as an artifact and then run it in another build job, which is Linux, right? That could work.
Could do. You'd think there'd be an easier way, but yeah.
I don't know. How do you know I push to?
Do we not have access to the Git commands whilst we're here?
I think so, but how would you do? What commit commands do you need to do?
Is publish files to GitHub.
Yeah, so you'd have to git add the
Deploying a sub. Here you go. Deploying a subfolder to GitHub pages.
all right.
So remove that folder, whatever you're going to deploy it from. Make sure Git knows about your subtree on your site. Use subtree push to send GitHub pages branch to GitHub.
That looks like that's it.
Really?
So it looks like you, create as a subtree inside of master. So then
Yeah.
this points to Git subtree push. Would that be the whole directory there?
Presumably that's what the prefix is, though, isn't it? That'd be like the directory name.
Yeah, so that'd be
That'd be temp in your case.
well, staging,
Well,
Blazor.
staging them. Yeah.
Do we do like that?
Allegedly, yeah.
Does not exist. Use Git subtree add.
Is that because you don't have? Oh yeah, line of. Yes, because you don't have a folder in your site called staging / Blazor / root. So maybe we need to. Maybe we'd have to git add that folder first.
You can't add folders.
No, I mean, well, as in git add that path. After we've done the publish, yeah, we'd do that, but not commit it, maybe.
So I need to.
I think you need to do both those lines in the opposite order. So sorry, in the script, yeah.
Yeah.
So do that.
Mm. Well, you probably still want that if statement.
And then this one.
Yeah. In that example, did it do a git commit as well after doing the add?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initial this subtree commit. Do we do the same?
Yeah, I think so. assume that'll work because we're just going to commit it but not push it. So I don't really know, by the way.
I have no idea.
So we add that folder.
So it's going to add that folder in.
Yeah.
And then it's going to
Commit it.
commit it. Well, that's committing it locally, right?
Yes.
And then it's going to then
Push that folder or that subtree from that.
How's it know the subtree? That's one bit I'm a bit confused about.
Then you have somebody just said literally just do it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Two secs, I need to unpaste somebody.
Could just try it, I suppose.
I think so.
It's the alternative. We can package that up. Well, I suppose we could add another build, can't we, really? Because this could be the build. What does that?
Yeah, we could have two builds, couldn't we? We could have one for Blazor and one for the WinForms app.
Yeah.
That might be better anyway. It's not like it takes very long to build. Was it failed?
It failed already?
Oh no, that's the one before.
Oh, it's always down, all the way down here. Why doesn't have access to push stuff back there?
Yeah. I don't know, because it's in the same repo. So
Yeah, but you wouldn't expect to be able to push back to. I think that's why you have to use the access token stuff.
okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Manage the add, but not the commit. Really?
Tell me who you are. Oh, it's because it doesn't know. Yeah.
Really?
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, the first bit looked like it worked. Well,
But it's only adding a folder that though, isn't it?
yeah, that's true.
And then we didn't even get any further than that.
No.
Hmm.
What are the GitHub action stuff written in?
JavaScript or Docker. We could get a look at it actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find somebody's.
Yeah, so you can literally just go straight to their site by just doing that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you host them.
Oh, right.
And then the branch name or the tag is a version.
Ah, that's cool.
Run. How do I get the definitions? Runs an action from constants.
Yeah, the example I've looked at actually calls git config user.name and sets it.
Is it?
Yep.
Used it in my absence.
Not really. Probably if you look in git.ts.
Generate repository path. Get token in it. Oh,
Yeah,
so
there's
yeah, it
another one.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. So it runs git in it, get config user, git remote RM origin.
So it's removing the regional origin and then adding in. Presumably that's an alternative to using a subtree.
And then
Yeah. I think maybe we could try ours again, doing the git config username. That's certainly what it's complaining about, isn't it?
What username?
So I guess we'll just make it up, can't we? CI pipeline. Yep. Don't know if it needs to be in double quotes or not.
Is it?
Oh,
this one's in double quotes.
yeah.
Email.
Same.
But how does it get the? So that's deploying using token. Where's the token set in this thing?
It might just be set automatically because you're within GitHub Actions.
Let's just get a token in the settings.
Okay.
And then just go to deploy. And then this goes into here. Temporary deployment folder. Oh, it passes GitHub. Oh, you've got a GitHub SHA and branch fetch. Oh, it does add a tree. But does a checkout? Oh, the rsync is just copy the files around. Yeah, maybe. Let's just commit that, see what happens.
If not, I suppose we could fork that action and change it so it works on Windows. If it's only the copy bit that it's not doing.
Yeah, because it fell over on this bit here.
Yeah.
You won't have.
I wonder if you could create a batch file called rsync that did exactly what we wanted and ignored its arguments.
So it's a lot more of this though than.
Yeah. Oh, it's failed. Is it? Oh no.
That's the one. Still going. So alternatively, we could do a different job and push it between them using artifacts. So you can upload the artifacts here and then we can then download the artifacts there. The same.
Yeah.
And then we can just run the thing as another job on Ubuntu,
Yeah. And then use that.
which should be pretty simple.
Isn't that how we started this? Oh, this should be straightforward.
Well, if this doesn't work, let's revert to that.
Okay.
Oh, that worked. Does this work?
No, it failed on the subtree push.
Rejected.
The remote.
Because it contains work you do not have locally. Really? Why is that pushing to? Oh yeah, okay.
Is there a GitHub Pages thing?
Don't think there is one, is there?
There isn't.
It's like it's ignoring the branch, isn't it? Oh, there is.
Oh, there is a GitHub Page one. Initial.
22 minutes ago.
Did I do that?
Maybe when you're running it locally.
Did I run that like that? I can't remember.
So we need to do a checkout on.
Okay, on it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty much telling us to do that.
How do you do that on a subtree there? I don't really know much about subtrees.
No, me neither. I'm not sure what the advantage of the subtree over just adding the. Files is.
You say git subtree pull with the preprix repository and ref.
Ah, okay. That makes sense, I suppose.
So Stack Overflow says this. So do we just run that beforehand?
Yeah, I think so.
Before add, I'm guessing. How about the repository? I don't get what's to set that to? Repository ref. So I have to pass the whole URL in.
Yeah.
And then GitHub Pages. Like that?
Maybe. Does that run locally if you try it?
Nope. It says to use an add first.
No, okay.
But then it says there's no files.
Oh, because you haven't got that folder.
Add works. Working tree has no modifications. Can I add? Oh, working tree has modifications. Oh. Yeah, so that's not going to work if I try to pull it down because it's going to say this. Oh, is it? Oh no, yeah, that works. Refuse to merge unrelated histories though. I have no idea. I'm
No.
confused. I won't go the other way. Drop this all off.
Okay. Vert.
Well, we still need to publish. Forget that. And then we can do. You can create another. Deploy Blazor. This needs to package that stuff up, which was on this other window. That's going to download a laser. And then we should be able to go back to this thing. Folder. Where's it put it? And a folder called homework. So that's the name of that. So this is going to be called Blazor. So Blazor, did we do a root, wasn't it?
Yep.
Like that.
So when it does that download, it downloads the folder Blazor, does it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it downloads it into the name of what you give it.
Okay.
Oh,
That's handy.
that's not going to work, is it? I have to make it depend on one another. Can't run them both at the same time. It's a bit silly.
Must have been in that sample somewhere. Where we went.
Needs. That's what I'm missing. Still think this needs a token though. What do you see in the settings? Can you allow this to access certain things?
Let me have a look.
Because I can't see it because I'm not a contributor.
Yeah, at the moment it's allows the action to execute whether the code exists within this repo organization. Oh, it's just what you can run.
Enable local and third-party actions for the repo.
Yeah, that's enabled.
Yeah, it's just so what actions will you allow you to run on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's a bit dodgy just running random bits of third-party code. Ooh, not a bit worked.
There's the next bit, deploy.
Nope.
Well, it's downloaded.
Bang.
Always fail.
There is an error initialized in the repository. Process git failed with a what?
Oh, that good old exit code 128.
What?
Authentication failed. So it does sound like it could be a token.
Yeah, because it's.
Shall I add a secret then?
I'm guessing. Yeah, I think. So what's this say? So it says configuration. The with portion of the workflow must be configured before the action will work. You can add these with sections found in the example above. Any secrets must be referenced using bracket syntax stored in the GitHub's repository settings menu. You can learn all about environment settings in the GitHub here. So that's on me. That just tells me about secrets. So it says one of the following deployment option must be configured. GitHub token. In order for GitHub to trigger the rebuild of your page, you must provide the action with the repository's provided GitHub token. This can be referenced in the workflow by doing that. If you experience any issues with so does that is just a, what token is that one? That's your personal token, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't get what. GitHub automatically creates a GitHub token secret to use within your workflow. You can use the GitHub token to authenticate in workflow runs. When you enable a GitHub action, GitHub installs a GitHub app on your repository. The GitHub token secret is the GitHub's installation access token. So it does just come out as secrets, it seems.
Yeah, as simple as that.
Is that because it's doing access? This says access token. Where does it say?
That's a repo.
That's a different one, isn't it?
Yeah, but it says you can configure them using this.
I think you can use either. You can, because if you scroll down, it says depending on the permissions, you may need to provide the action with a GitHub personal token instead of the GitHub access. So it sounds like most of the time GitHub token will work.
Yeah.
So can I just change that to be like that?
Yeah. Because you've definitely got permission to push to GH pages. So.
Yeah, so because it looks like it authenticates to the person who's pushing it or doing the change, and it runs that as that person. So should we have the permissions to run as that person?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
It's a shame you can't leave the artifact there and just let the second bit run again.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's there, just can't use it. I think that's new. I can't remember the drop down being there last time I did that. You've seen the code annotations with GitHub Actions. That's quite cool. So you can just annotate code. So you can do that instead. You know, like go to a certain line
Right.
and then push data against like certain lines in the file. It's quite cool.
How far did you get writing a AI bot?
How far did I get?
Yeah.
Not bad, really. I think I got caught up a bit with just which way to do it. I ended up, I think I did the same thing and did the search for the closest dot.
Okay, yeah.
And then the next thing I did was look for the ghosts, work out where the ghosts are edible, moved the ghost in the direction that it's going in.
Okay, yeah.
The distance to that square, because if that's now greater than how far away the ghost is, then the ghost is of less of a threat.
Yep.
I removed that from the list of options, but I was stumbling a little bit on bouncing. So when you got two ghosts coming at you from two different directions, and they're
okay,
and the equidistance, and it bounces.
Yes.
It goes close to one, and then decides it's going to run away from that one, so it goes in the opposite direction, and then realizes it's getting closer to the other one. It just bounces up and down.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a pain. But then the next stage, if I'd had time, which I will get around to, I was going to check the path and see if there's a junction in the path.
Okay.
If the junction is closer to you than it is to the ghost, then the ghost becomes less of a threat at that point.
Yes. Okay.
So that was the next stage. Then I got caught up on that recursiveness, and it was to do with how I was doing the when I was doing the distance calculation. I was using a flood fill.
Okay.
So what it would then do is obviously try and go to the top of the board, and then work back down. And of course, it would work over the top of itself and work out that the next route is closer, so it would run through it again.
Okay. Yeah.
So from every time it ran off squares, it would work out the distance to those, and then go a different way and go, actually, I found a closer way of doing that. And it would end up 5,000 to 10,000 iterations around this loop whilst it retraced itself.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I swapped that out and swapped it for the queue. So the queue goes sort of that's spiraling around the center spot. And I found out that when it ran, because I left all the code in there, I think it does about 600 and something checks to do the queue method. Yeah. And it is always exactly the same. Doesn't matter where you stand on the board, it is always 620 calculations.
Oh, right. That's quite interesting.
It's really, really weird, because you would assume that if you start from a different square somewhere where you'll find the long.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. I ended up writing it to the screen just on every check.
Yeah.
Seeing what it did, and it was just always the same. It was like, no, that can't be right. But it's quite an interesting algorithm. I've never used it before, so it's quite nice to play with stuff like that.
Yeah,
especially when it doesn't have to work properly.
Yeah,
just has to sort of work. But yeah, I'm going to try and do the ghosts and do the junctions and see if I can get the distance between.
Yeah, I was quite pleased that mine wins about 90% of the time, I think. So I was quite.
Well, what I found is that the slightest little change and everything goes completely different.
Yeah.
Just really little things that you wouldn't think would influence it. And because it makes a decision slightly different, it eats a power pill or something at a different point, which means the ghosts go in a completely different place to where they would have gone the last time you ran it.
Yes.
It's quite. I found it quite interesting how much effect it has on the game.
Doesn't matter, by the way. It just comes with the same thing.
Same thing. Does the token say? I was just reading on something else. Does the token say it's been used? It says if you get an error, check whether the token's actually.
Well, this is the token which this thing's run now. So
yeah, but on the token where you can issue a token, you can check whether the token's been used or something like that.
Yeah, but this is the token was generated automatically, I think.
That's the general one, isn't it? So I don't suppose it will say on that one, will it?
So I was thinking a different way, because you could use checkout. You could check out the repo, download the artifacts into it, and then just commit and push back up.
Yeah.
So
rather than using his code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've just been reading the checkout.
That's all that we've done when we've done it. It's just checked out the hub, the IO page repo, just copy the files into it and just push it again. You should be able to do all that on the one job then.
Yeah, so I think you could do this instead. I feel like it's going forever.
So much for being a quick hour.
Yeah, I know.
What's annoying about stuff like this is if it had some sort of GUI or something, you just have a little tick box which says push branch to GitHub IO pages and then pick which branch it is. And that'd be it. Save, go. And someone would put all that code in the background for you.
So it doesn't need the token, so that defaults to the current token. So the ref is just, what's the full ref qualification for a branch?
I can find that. I know where I've got that. Yeah, so normally it's refs / heads / branch name.
Like that.
Yeah.
So if we check that thing out like that.
Okay.
Do you even need to do that here? Can you not do it on the first job?
I don't know. Oh no, so then I can download. Oh no, I want to put it into a different folder, which is a different command as well. Whether to configure the token or with the local git config. So that should configure the credentials so you can push it back up. Relative path under GitHub workspaces. So this would need to be technically.
Yes.
Then you download that into it.
Yep.
And then we could do git.
Just to git add dot in it.
Or do we need to cd into that directory?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't do any harm.
That?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
No idea.
Or we can have the same trouble not having the username and email address set.
What's the other one set to? That I just did checkout. Well, according to this, it says it should persist. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'll pin them from before. I think it still need to put the dot, no Jekyll kind of fold thing in as well.
Yeah.
And rename the base path.
Might not need to because it's going to be the root.
Yeah, it'll be the root of this one.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
It's going to be PacMan dot York Code Dojo dot GitHub.io.
That's all right then.
Alternatively, we could put it on there. Azure.
It can't be easier though, can it?
Well, it should be because it's just copying files then, isn't it? You just do AZ copy.
Yeah.
As this is having to use Git when you really don't really care about tracking it. You just want to overwrite everything every single time.
Yeah, it just seemed quite nice to keep it all in one place, but
Power of builds, it takes a while, doesn't it?
yeah.
Even if it's like 20-something seconds, it still feels like forever.
Just wondering how much data you can put in an event tracing for Windows message. If I did fire a message off at game start, could I include all the walls?
It only works with fundamental types, doesn't it? You can't pass complex objects with it.
No, I was going to pack it into a string. Well,
Oh.
just JSON probably.
Oh, it failed. Surprise.
What?
Can't run Git.
Conf complete with this.
What? Where has it checked it out to? So it's checked out to there. It's cd into that directory, fine. And then I've done a git config. It's saying not a Git directory. Oh, wait a minute. Where's that check?
I guess you could do minus global on it. Then it doesn't need to be, does it?
That's the same path though, isn't it?
You got two PacMans.
I think that's what that's created.
Oh, okay.
What's the difference between that? Home, runner, work, PacMan, 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 Blazor. All right, so it is. So they are the same paths because we only care for that part. And then this one's cd into that directory and then done the git command in there. Not in a git directory. Oh, do you think git's a command? It's not actually on the. Oh, wait a minute. There is a git directory there. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
What? If this doesn't give me any clues, I might just quit and then do it later.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, this is going to go on forever. I'm finding that. Let's just push it to the Azure storage. Just keep changing technologies and things what you're using. It always feels better when you do that. The current thing doesn't work. Just keep changing it.
It's all Microsoft, right? Isn't it?
If Azure storage stuff doesn't work, we can just put it to S3 then instead.
Should come out of the test. That saved 10 seconds.
I think the thing is that none of them takes that much seconds, but I think it's when it goes between the actual steps seems to take longer, maybe.
Yeah. Certainly you find that on Azure DevOps, it takes like 10 minutes for the thing to start and then it completes in seconds. But then your build time's still 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. The billing on GitHub Actions is different from Azure DevOps. A DevOps you pay per agent.
Yeah.
On GitHub you pay per multiplier and the amount of minutes you use, or seconds you use. So if you use macOS, you got like a times 20. If you use Windows, you got like a times 4. And if you use Linux, it's times 2 or something.
Right. Okay.
And then your minutes. And then you buy minutes instead. I'm guessing because it's not that effective, they cost the billing for Azure DevOps. Because if you're using Mac builds all the time, I guess they're more expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't CD into that directory. No such file or directory.
So the line above, where does it think it is when you did the ls in Blazor? Oh, right. So you'd have to CD into Blazor. What?
I'll CD into Blazor, that's right. But Blazor should have.
Hasn't downloaded as a zip file or something, has it?
No, because it says downloaded 120 files. Well, that's put that in the same location as that. It's home runner, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't this give the full path out? See, this looks like it's, we're in a, is it because we're not fully qualifying the path or something? I just put it in the directory what they're in. The default, so workspace, the default working directory. I don't get why running. Oh, I didn't. I did it there. Oh, right. So I did do run ls. And ls is saying there's a Blazor folder.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Is it a Blazor folder and a Blazor folder? Is that what it's saying? So I've CD'd into a Blazor folder.
You've done an ls, and then that's.
And then it says there's Blazor in there.
Yeah, I guess. Ah, right. Yeah. So you're downloading the Blazor folder into the folder Blazor.
Blazor. So you got PacMan,
Yeah.
PacMan, Blazor.
Yeah.
So how do I not do that?
Or embrace the fact that that's happened. One of the two.
Well, it's not going to work then, is it? Because it needs to be the root. Because that's what's the. Does this have a path or something? Path. Nope. That's upload. I want download. Oh yeah, so we can specify a path to directory. So if I, how do I just put current directory? Dot. Does that work?
Or do you mean a slash?
What does it say? Get some more extra line. Let's just try that. One last attempt.
It's always one last attempt. I assume you can't run Git actions locally.
No. I think somebody's built something where you can run counter it locally.
Yeah, there is something I found on GitHub.
Act.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Suppose the Docker image is 18 gig.
It's taking some time to start this time, isn't it?
It is. It's because David said it's quite fast.
Does it throttle if you use it too much?
No, because you get just a bunch of free minutes, so. So I'm just waiting for some VMs to spin up in the background here.
Yeah.
Did you see all the stuff about Wingate and that other person's
Oh yes, yeah.
package manager? I suppose Microsoft have acknowledged they did bad things, and they put like a message out on their blog.
Just failed again.
No, it's never
Oh, no, it's
started.
still going. Ah, cute.
Come on. Cute.
What should we do next time then? Should we do the fruit or something like that? That's hopefully a bit
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
achievable.
it should be. Well, it's something that there's nothing, none of it's there yet. So we don't have to work with anything that we're having to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Get a good go at it from scratch.
Are the rules quite straightforward for fruit?
Ish. Yeah, there's 8 bits of fruit. You get the first one on level 1, second one on level 2, then the third one you get twice. I think you get all of them twice after that until you get to the 8th one, and then you get that one continuously.
Okay.
They appear at 70 dots and 170 dots.
Okay.
So they're quite.
And they always appear in the same location?
Yep.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize they probably in the same location.
I didn't realise they appeared twice. Well, they only appeared once, but.
And is it a location where it can have a coin as well, or?
Nope.
Okay.
Which is helpful.
Yeah.
I didn't notice I didn't realise there was a dead spot as well. Till recently, there's a dead spot on the board, which is in your starting position. If you go left and up, and I think if you carry it on facing up, nothing will touch you.
Oh really? Oh, right.
Around it, you've got to be facing up as well.
Right.
Throw pinky off, or whichever one needs it. But they just go round and round and round it. So it's the parking space if you want to get some food. You know, marathon PacMan session.
Yeah. I wonder if our version honours that.
If a bonus fruit appears and PacMan eats a ghost, the timer that controls how long the fruit stays on the screen halts with everything else. All right, so if you eat a ghost, the timer stops ticking as well to eat the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah. If you eat a ghost, when you eat a ghost, everything pauses and it shows the score. So all the time is stopped during that pause. Apart from the eyes moving, if you've got a set of eyes moving, then they will continue to move even though the game's paused. It's proper global state, PacMan.
Shall we give up for tonight? Because this seems to have hung.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually going anywhere. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I'll try to kind of get something going with it.
Yeah.
Either that, or we can just host on like a static website somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
Just to get there.
Plan B.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then we'll look at fruit next time then.
Sounds like a plan.
Okie dokie. Right.
Cool.
I'm going to have some tea then. Right. Okay. Bye.
I'll go for a run. Catch you a bit.